everybody, I'm Lisa Petrillo, and this is your digital bite of Taste of the Town. I'm here at the Strand
Bar and Grill.
Bar and Grill here on Miami Beach, and we're going to cook up scallops today with Chef Stephen Ullrich. Let's talk about it. What are we making?
So we're going to cook up these scallops that we get from Massachusetts. First thing we're going to do is just season them up quickly, just with some salt. You don't want to add any pepper to them because pepper scorches when you heat them up. And you could always do that at the end. You're just going to take a pan here that's already hot, get some oil, coating it really nicely, and just putting the scallops down.
Getting that sear.
The key is once you put it down, don't touch it, leave it alone, and let them do their thing. And that's really the key to getting that really nice caramelization that everybody looks for. Okay?
And scallops cook quickly, right?
Quite frankly, they cook within 3 minutes. If you have a really hot pan, you can be done in and out within 3 minutes.
All right.
Okay? So while the scallops are cooking, I'm gonna put them on this side over here. Just gonna lower the heat just a little bit. We're gonna start working on our Brussels sprouts.
Okay.
So once again, we're just gonna take a little bit of olive oil, get that going. We take our Brussels sprouts here and we just cut them really, really finely to almost look like a slaw. And so we're just gonna hit them on the heat. And this is, once again, a really quick cooking. At the end of the day, this could be a weeknight meal for anybody in the house because,
I love it.
You know, it could really be done pretty simply. So just a little bit of salt. I'm gonna toss it just here.
Yeah, I would toss it just like that too. It's not a problem.
You know, you just have to get the hang of it. Some repetitive practice, you know? So once again, something that we do now is that we add a little bit of miso. Obviously, if you're soy intolerant, this would not be something I would add, but it just adds a little something different to the Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, that's a miso paste?
It's a miso paste that we mix in with a little bit of water, sugar, and a little bit of oil. Okay? So that'll really give the Brussels sprouts a really nice character of flavor, while at the same time, you'll be able to taste kind of like the trueness of a Brussels sprout. You never want to forget about what you were doing originally, so we just want to double check that our scallops are looking good.
Yep.
They look fine so far, just another couple minutes, and I think we're going to be all set with those. So my Brussels sprouts are pretty much ready to go, so I'm just going to leave them here on the side before we plate, just so we don't cook them and overcook them, and just leave them here.
Wow, so it's that fast?
That fast. In that same pan, oh, here it is. We're going to add some Brussels sprout leaves. And this one is a little different. We're just going to zoom over here. I'm going to leave that off the heat a little bit. Just add a little bit of veg stock. So essentially you're just steaming them a little bit to get them soft. A little bit of salt. And just let the water evaporate. Just going to check on my scallops again. That looks pretty good right there, Lisa.
Yeah, it's a nice sear.
So the scallop, once you flip it over, you want to just give it 30 seconds, and then you can take them off heat and they'll cook the way through. Okay,
so that brown sear on the scallop is something that you want to see that.
It's essential because it's called like the Maillard reaction, but essentially it's nothing more than caramelization adds depth of flavor.
Okay.
So the key is always to try to get some good caramelization. It also adds some texture to the scallops. So they've been there for 30 seconds. I'm just gonna let them just relax there. And then at my last step is I'm just gonna heat up some puree that I have of sunchoke.
Want to get tight in there and there?
A puree, a little bit of sunchoke, and a little bit of truffle peelings that we have, okay? So we're just gonna heat that up, see it bubble for a couple minutes, and we'll be ready to go with that. And the key to a good, properly cooked scallop is it's gonna look a little bit translucent in the middle. That's not that it's rare, but you really don't want 100% cooked through scallop. It's really not ideal, and the flavor tends to get a little bit tougher than it would normally. So there we go, the puree is nice and bubbly. We're just gonna mix it around to emulsify it, and we're ready to plate.
All right.
All right, so the first thing we do is we take the puree. Once again, it's made with sunchokes. We're just gonna place it here on the side of the pot, and we're just gonna run across it just like that, okay? So then we're just gonna place the Brussels sprouts that we cooked with a little bit of miso. Just place that ever so slightly above the puree, just like that. And lastly, we're gonna finish off with the scallops that look absolutely delicious. I think 3 is a good portion for here. We dot in a couple of the Brussels sprout leaves. Then we have here a couple of our finishing touches that we do at the pass. What you see here is pomegranates that we take some beet pickling liquid just to add a little bit more of acidity to them and a little bit different flavor. And we just kind of dot the scallops in and around the plate, just like so. And then lastly, we finish off with some sunchoke chips. Personally, I think sunchoke chips should be the new potato chip. They're absolutely delicious.
Oh, they look really great.
Here, why don't you give one a try? They have a little bit of nuttiness to them.
They do. Oh, they're like a fun potato chip.
Absolutely.
Love it.
So that we just garnish with that, and there you have it. That's our scallops with Brussels sprouts, sunchoke, and all the best the Strand has to offer.
Really great.